All right, there was one other moment during the presidential debate that really, like, I actually shouted out loud. I couldn't control myself. The moderator of this debate was a black woman, and she asked both candidates about, the racial tension in America, the protest, etc. Right? Donald Trump literally said, "Here, just take a look, and I'll respond. Here, listen to what Donald Trump has to say to the black female moderator in the room."
All people. I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Well, what do you say to Americans who are concerned by that rhetoric?
I don't know. I don't know
videos?
what to say. I got criminal justice reform.
So he said, Donald Trump, am the least racist person in the room. And then a little while later, like, he looks in the audience, he says, "Oh, I can't see everyone in the audience. It's really dark in here. It's really dark in here, but I am the least racist person in this room." Now, I am not saying that it is impossible for black people to be racist. Of course, you could be racist against other ethnicities, but it's just a very bad look for the president in a room that, all right, at least the audience can only see three people on stage. You see a black female moderator. You have Joe Biden, a Democratic candidate who is supported by a vast number, 90% of black people will probably support Joe Biden in this election. And you have a huge number of Latinos who support the Democratic candidate, of course, right? So on that stage, I guarantee you, there are at least two other people less racist than Donald Trump. Okay, listen, I don't want to insult him by claiming that he is definitely racist. Let's just say that Donald Trump has a lot of racist tendencies. You know, when the KKK marched in Charleston, there was like the KKK and protesters against the KKK, and Donald Trump said there were good people on both sides. When in the last debate, when the moderator asked about the Proud Boys and said, "Listen, will you tell right militant or almost terrorist groups, right? Any kind of right-wing terrorist groups, can you tell them you don't support them?" And Donald Trump said, stand down, but stand by. Now, listen, Joe Biden mentioned the five innocent kids who they were found innocent, and Donald Trump wanted to have them executed anyway. All of these things is to say, listen, you cannot claim that you're less racist than the black moderator who's asking you a question about race during a time in which there's a huge protest movement from Black Lives Matter over racial tension and violence against unarmed black people in the country by police. This is a horrible answer, a horrible look. And I shouted out loud, "What are you talking about? Like, don't you realize, if nothing less, the optics of this situation, you should definitely not say that you're less racist than a black female moderator." I keep mentioning the fact female moderator because Donald Trump is losing the female vote very heavily in this nation. And you would think that he would try to appeal to female voters of any race, let alone a black female moderator. He did go out of his way to say that he appreciates the job that she's doing in the debate tonight. So I think someone probably told him, "Listen, go easy on this moderator. Not only is she a black, but she's female. Please take it easy on her." I think for the most part he did. You know, he did interrupt her a couple of times, but for the most part, he was well behaved. But we've lowered the bar on President Trump to a ridiculously low level. Okay, the bar for the president should not be, is is he more well behaved than an 8-year-old child or something like that, right? He's the president of the United States. And I think his answer here, his answers tonight, you wouldn't elect this guy to run your company. If you had a business and Donald Trump was running to be a CEO of your business, you wouldn't be comfortable with him being a CEO of your company. You wouldn't be comfortable with him being like a doctor. If this man was going to operate on your body, would you let him? If Donald Trump had a medical degree and everything you know about his character, would you let him operate on you? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't let him run your business. You wouldn't let him, would you let him teach your child? If you had an 8-year-old son or daughter, would you let this man be a teacher? No, you wouldn't let him teach your children. So why are you comfortable with letting him run the entire country? So I think this exchange, along with Biden's exchange, where he said this debate, the fundamental question is about character. You know who he is. You know who I am. Go vote with that in mind, right? So yeah, I just thought that this particular exchange was really hilarious. There were so many cringe-worthy moments from Donald Trump during this debate. At one point, he said he's done more for Black people than Abraham, with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln. Are you serious? Do you think anything that Donald Trump has done over the last 4 years equates with freeing the slaves in 1863? Abraham Lincoln promised reparations for Black people. He said that Black people should get 40 acres and a mule. Listen, I will agree with Donald Trump. If he comes out tomorrow with a policy and he says, listen, we need to give reparations for the Black community, I'll take 40 acres. I'm not even a farmer, but if the Republican Party wants to give reparations for Black people, then I'll say, you know what? Donald Trump is right up there. It's Abraham Lincoln, and then there's Donald Trump. I can't tell who they're neck and neck. I can't tell who's better, but they're this close to each other, right? But no, the reality is he speaks in hyperbole. He mentions numbers like 100 trillion, and he mentions best and greatest and worst and horrible. He uses all these hyperboles as though the people watching him are children. Well, in my personal opinion, if you can listen to that and you believe any of that type of stuff, what does it say about you? He's treating you as though you're a child. I mean, don't let it work on. Please don't let it work. If any other person in America was doing it besides Donald Trump, it wouldn't work on you. Don't let this guy bamboozle you. Anyway, I know I'm kind of going on this, but man, I was really bothered by the entire tone of the debate from this guy. You know, he treats the American people as though they're racist with all the dog whistles, as though they're stupid because he never actually talks about policy and he doesn't actually give logical answers. He just appeals to our emotions. And he treats us like we're selfish. Like, yeah, you know, the American people will care more about money than saving American lives when talking about COVID. I think that he's in for a surprise because I think the American people are not selfish. I think we're patriotic. I think that we're not racist, but I think that we're a melting pot and that we appreciate people of all ethnicities and backgrounds. And I think the American people aren't stupid. I think that we understand his shtick. The novelty is worn off, and I think he's going to lose. But we will find out in less than 2 weeks.